Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chit the Chat podcast. I'm Dallin.
I'm Jace.
And I'm Joe.
We're here again, ready to talk about the things that have perspired over the week.
Perspired.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean sweat?
No, perspiration is sweat.
I really don't know.
Bad word.
I want to say it wrong, but you could be right.
It's just bad word choice.
Okay, we're here to talk
Transpired. That's what.
Transpired.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
I'm right. Sweat. Do not stop the podcast. No, we're not cutting that. Leave that in there. Did you already stop it?
No.
Get your hand off the trigger, boy.
I'm right there.
No.
So, Jace, you said you had a story that...
I don't have a story. Just did you guys watch the new episode of Bob's Burgers?
Oh, yeah, Bob's Burgers is back.
I did not know that, but I'm very glad now.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It's a Tina episode.
It's a Tina. They led the season with a Tina episode.
I don't like Tina
Was
episodes.
it like a musical?
It was
Tina
a Boys
episode?
for Now Tina episode.
Very musical.
What did you think about the twist ending?
Oh, it was good.
I called it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I told Charlie
It's not
before it even happened.
Get any spoilers here? I haven't seen it.
Well, all we know is that there's a twist ending.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care. I thought it was, that's neat.
It was almost as much of a Tina episode as the one where she's in detention.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
like Chase's favorite episode.
That's a decent episode.
I don't like Tina episodes. I don't like her. I do
That
not like
might
her.
be
So,
one
I
of my
like
favorite
Tina.
parts.
And then
I just don't like Tina episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it had a strong side story. I enjoyed it.
I liked the side.
If you
story.
don't watch Bob's Burgers, watch Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is awesome for everybody. I'm just saying.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Bob's Burgers is very good for the soul.
That was all that I wanted to talk about.
Speaking of good for the soul, thank you, Jace, for bringing me a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, no
How's it
problem.
going, Dallin?
You asked for it. You also offered me a grilled cheese in return.
I will be making you a grilled cheese post-podcast.
I will enjoy it.
I'm not happy.
Why are you not happy?
I was never alerted to any of this plan.
It was
Why
in a group
is that,
message
Dallin?
with you.
Oh,
Whose fault is this, Dallin?
I remembered why I wasn't alerted to this plan.
Is it because you don't
I
have
was
your phone?
I was about to say you should have texted me. That wouldn't have done me any good.
We even did it in a way that you could have seen
True.
it on your laptop.
Yeah.
It was through Slack.
Do you not have Slack on your laptop?
No, I definitely don't have Slack on my laptop.
Well, you
That is
you
right.
still had
I
the
don't
opportunity
have my laptop
without
open
your
while
phone.
I'm driving.
Well, I mean,
I mean, cops do it.
It must be okay. Cops park on curbs, but it must be okay.
I saw a cop run someone down during a shootout on the freeway in a video.
In a video.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
No,
all
not-
excited about everything that you were talking about.
Not
and then
here.
In a
No.
video.
I have no
Over
idea
Facebook
where.
and Twitter,
anything.
where we all live
I'm pretty
nowadays.
sure it was on Facebook.
There was a couple of shootings right near close to you and me this week. There was one at the mall.
There were quite a few
That's
incidents where
terrifying.
many police officers were there.
Yeah, there was a shooting at the mall. The guy lived, and they caught the dude
Okay.
that did the shooting. And then I think there was a shooting in Layton as well.
Why? Why for either?
One was I don't know.
I would have heard about a shooting in Layton.
Yeah, I feel like that one would
I-
have come through the.
I feel like you don't hear about a lot of shootings.
I would have heard about
No,
the one.
the one
Layton.
in Layton would have
I'm
come down the grapevine.
confident that this happened. I will check the Google if you would like.
One thing I wanted to talk while Joe's looking that up is just the dichotomy of officers. Like when you become a police officer, everything you do, like you get higher responsibility,
Right.
and so there's more rules that you have to follow. Like the way, like if someone has their concealed weapons permit, there's things that they can do with their weapon that a police officer strictly can't do with their weapon because they're a police officer.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
For the record, I was right. Authorities say 2 suspects in a fatal robbery attempt at a Layton mobile home park are in custody.
When was this?
2 days ago.
All right. Chase's failure
It was the 30th.
is a
Oh,
failure.
he was not working on the 30th. Anyways,
I would have heard about a robbery in Layton.
Oh,
Shooting.
you would have heard about a shooting. I doubt about the robberies.
anyways, but I was thinking about like, so higher responsibility, higher greater power, greater responsibility, stuff
Spider-Man.
like that.
Right.
Yeah. So I was
Everybody
thinking
gets
that
one.
strictly does not apply when it comes to parking, though.
No.
They can
No.
literally
Or
park
speeding.
anywhere they want.
Right.
Yep. Or speeding.
Speeding. is
Sirens on,
ridiculous
sirens off.
sometimes.
They can go any
I
speed
just-
they want.
I just follow the cop.
Yeah.
And I go as fast as the cop is going.
Mhm.
And I want them to pull me over so I can say, I'm following you.
Yeah.
I assume
It
that you were
seemed like
obeying
there
the
was
law.
an emergency.
That must be a terrible part of being a police officer, because if you like, for the most part, you need to get somewhere,
Right.
and unless it's like a strict emergency, you're not allowed to turn on your sirens, and so everyone is going exactly the speed limit or under when you're
that's
following
usually,
them.
especially on the
can't-
freeway.
That's the
Get
thing about me,
there.
though. I get right behind the cop, and everybody else slows down, and I keep on going. I love seeing a cop on the freeway. honestly.
Oh man, I was one of my cop friends. He was telling me one of his favorite things to do was get into the freeway, pull into the middle lane, and then go exactly the speed limit. And in the middle lane, no one's gonna pass him on either side.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Just holds up traffic like no one's business.
Oh, it's pretty terrible. But hey, he's not really stopping anyone from doing it. He's just kind of being a reminder.
Just being a butthead by the sound of it.
You got to get your
He's
kicks and
doing
giggles
it
out
on
of somewhere.
purpose.
Speaking of driving, I don't know if people say this in their own states. I always hear about how Utah drivers are the worst.
No, California drivers are the worst.
I agree. California is a terrible place to drive.
Well,
they
even, like,
do all the things that Utahns do poorly, and then more.
So,
It's
but
so
like when I'm in
bad.
Wyoming and Idaho, they
Yeah.
all complain about Utah drivers.
Because we're bad.
Right. But I'm wondering, are there other states besides evidently California? Or is it just like it's
probably-
my state, we're bad drivers here, haha,
I think
some kind
so.
of weird pride?
I think if you were in Rhode Island,
Yeah,
someone would
I
complain
was-
like, "Oh man, Rhode Island drivers are the worst."
The problem
I
is
mean,
there's
it takes
7 of
5
them.
minutes to drive across the state.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just while you're in that section. you have to
Roasted
drive
Rhode
poorly.
Island listeners, if there is any.
Gotcha.
So, talking about cars, I have a topic I wanted to bring up. So I was listening to an interview the other day.
Mhm.
That's what most of the podcasts I listen to are interview-based podcasts, and the topic
Brag about
came up. Thank you. The topic came up of the self-driving cars, the robot cars.
Like
Which,
the Google cars.
This is something that the three of us have been talking about and excited about since our sophomore year of high school.
At least.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super cool.
I fully support them all about this.
Okay, this story kind of makes me feel like I don't know about these anymore. So, this should rarely happen, but for the programming of the self-driving cars,
Mhm.
there are evidently tests you can... I was aware of these, but I didn't realize how far they went. So there are tests online that you can take that are asking how much you value a life. So,
Right.
So-
So there's like the question, like if there's 3 people on one side that you can swerve into, or 1 on the other side, but they're like pregnant or something. Like, and
Yeah.
the car has to make the decision based on
I think that's
whoever
crazy.
can have like a better life out of the
Can
scenario.
you?
Yeah, so
that's
here's-
insane.
So here's how far they go. So the tests will ask, like, so you're driving in a lane and a semi is somehow in your lane coming straight at you.
Right.
If you swerve left, you hit 3 children. If you swerve right, you hit Bill Gates. And so
You swerve right. Like,
Yeah,
he's had a full
it would-
life,
Yeah, it would.
and it's one.
I don't think
Okay.
it does
instead of
facial
3.
recognition to determine exactly who the person is.
here's the thing. Well, at least the guy in the interview, he was saying the
Good.
cars.
Was this exactly the example he used?
Yeah.
Really?
He was saying, so if you're in a car, the car will know who you are,
Mhm.
where you work, what your tax bracket is,
Yeah.
how many people you employ, all of these factors, and it will take each one of those in. So if you're driving and if you're going to swerve, or if you're going to go straight into the truck driver, if you're going to swerve and hit Bill Gates because of the amount of value he has or the people he employs, you will go into the semi. It will decide that that is the best option.
No, that's no.
Well, I mean,
So rarely will this happen. So rarely will you and Bill Gates and a crazy semi driver be on the same street.
Here's the thing: in no scenario do I survive hitting that semi truck.
Yes.
In a small amount of scenarios, does Bill Gates survive getting hit by my car?
Well, I hope the
now hold on. How fast are you going when you hit the semi truck?
Well, if it's
Like,
on
we're
the
assuming
freeway,
it's
it's
catastrophe.
like
If you hit a
75
semi
miles an
truck,
hour.
okay. If you hit Bill Gates going 75 miles an hour, his old bones are going to go to dust.
You're not
my
wrong,
friend.
but in a billion like run-throughs of this scenario, he probably lives in like one in a poor state.
I would say that you have a higher chance of living hitting the semi truck.
What scenario do you survive
You are hitting
a
a
brick
old
wall
man.
coming at you?
Okay, what scenario do you survive a brick wall hitting you at 75 miles an hour.
Well, that's the thing, is that the semi-truck's coming at you, too, in this scenario. But
I think
let's say the
if
semi-truck
you-
only hits your left side and only runs over.
well,
Joe is looking,
in
but
this
this is a
scenario,
loose
it is
situation.
you
Regardless.
will hit them head on. No
I
questions
usually
about it.
like to argue with
So-
Dallin on these podcasts, but you are
What?
wrong, my friend.
No, because in the one scenario where you swerve and you hit him with like your mirror, like he's got a good chance of dying.
Same thing
still.
with the
It's still
semi-truck.
75 miles an hour, but no, because it's saying it's going to make you hit the semi truck instead.
Well,
of
I think
at
that
all.
it's going to be programmed to
Well,
try
yeah, and
conserve all life, not just be like, oh, you might hit a semi-truck or you might hit Bill Gates. Let's make sure we ram your butt into the semi-truck.
All right, I changed my mind. I want to kill the 3 children.
I thought this is my bulletproof plan: is I'm going to employ as many people as possible. It doesn't matter for how much they get paid. I'm going to employ as many people as possible, and I'm going to just always drive around with a car full of babies.
But, okay.
So you'll never die.
yeah, I'm
But-
the safest person on
But
the
here's the
road.
thing. In a world full of automated vehicles,
Mhm.
let's say every vehicle
Yeah.
is automated.
Yeah.
Are there
None
These,
of these
these
accidents
situations
happen.
should not happen.
No.
Yes.
I mean,
But-
I would hope that if a deer darted into the street,
We kill the deer.
we kill the deer.
yeah. I was watching
Is
a
a
show
Sorry, deer.
as far
Not you, wife. I'm talking about the deer. You know.
as far as
Yeah.
the automated cars go. I remember just watching some of the first progressive sci-fi shows about it on Discovery Channel,
Mhm.
like when I was super young, like 6. And they were talking about all the things that cars were going to be in the future. And they were putting these two kind of head to head as how impressive they are. One is that you can buy a car that will change color. So you can buy like a green car, and then if you feel like you want a red car, you can change it to a red car.
I think that you
In
can
what
do that.
scenario is
Maybe,
that
I'm not sure. But
useful?
I don't know.
Just if you're feeling like in a
military?
pink kind of mood,
Well,
it's useful
okay.
because
What
people
is
will
what
buy
is
it.
the other?
What is an Instagram
So then
filter
the other
useful
one
for?
that they were putting, like, they each had an equal amount of time in the show. The other one was that the automatic self-driving cars
Mhm.
will be driving nearly 200 miles an hour, and they'll be skimming within inches of each other constantly.
Well,
and
but
you won't be able
how
to sit up straight because
on
they're going so
earth?
fast. The motion sickness, so you'll have to lay down and look at the sky as you're
How
traveling.
on earth is a color changing car anywhere near the same level?
That's true. What?
But those are the two things that they were freaking out about.
So
And I'm wondering,
you
like,
have-
what's the value
You
of
have
having?
bullet train cars,
I was thinking, yeah.
or you have my gray car out there is now black because I want it to be.
So who is working on this right now? Is it Google working on the car?
show forever ago.
Google's a lot
Self-driving
of
cars.
them.
Yeah, Google's
Yeah.
working
So,
like on it.
Is this
and
true?
there's a
Because
lot
I
of
remember us being told
people. Uh-huh.
that the only reason Google did Google Maps in the first place was for self-driving cars.
Yes, that's what I understand.
That's what I've been
I
told.
understood that Google Maps was just to be Google Maps and be helpful, but it also helped for the cars.
But I think it was part of the big picture.
As far as I understand, they were thinking, let's have self-driving cars. What's the first step? Well, they're
Well-
going to have to know where every single road in the world is.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, it no longer directs me to
Somebody,
drive off of a
somebody's
bridge.
welcome to fact check me on that.
But that's, as far as I understand, you are correct, Joe. Here's my problem with them. With the self-driving cars, if they're going 200 miles an hour,
Right.
you have to look straight up, right? So you don't get motion sickness. Now, here's my problem. Who cares what color your car is if you
When
have
you're
to be
going
laying
200
down
miles an hour.
looking
Yeah.
straight up? That's my only problem
Well,
with
but
this.
when you're outside of the car, that's when it matters what color your
I mean,
car is.
walking
To-
from the parking lot to your
To be
business,
fair, is it really a car anymore? It's more like a train because you're not
it is your own.
doing anything.
It is your own personal bullet train.
Right. Like, it's not a car anymore.
That's true.
You aren't driving it.
Mhm.
You're literally laying down.
Yeah. What do we call them?
Well,
Bullet cars.
Cars are good.
Car. Okay.
But why
Why?
do you
what?
think that'd be something to even buy at that point? Or is that just going to be like
Yes.
a utility?
Oh,
Well,
it comes with your house?
no. I feel like that'd be like the bus.
So there'll be like
Public transport.
everybody lay
So-
down buses.
Yeah, it'd be like a bullet train
Rip
But-
Uber.
on a road. Well, I mean, Uber's only around for the people that can't.
Uber's
afford
having
their car
problems, man.
mostly.
Like not finding drivers? What's their problems?
Uh, scandals.
Yeah, legal stuff mostly.
Legal stuff with their drivers.
A lot of it.
The drivers.
That seems inevitable.
Yeah, well,
but
I mean, they don't have
that
enough
means
screening
that they
for
aren't
drivers.
screening them. Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, Lyft
And so-
goes through like a background check
Yeah.
at least.
So
Yeah.
Uber's been getting in trouble. Speaking of people getting in trouble,
Ooh, there's someone.
and speaking of cars,
There's a big someone involving cars getting in trouble.
our
Our what?
fearless car leader, Mr. Elon Musk,
Our fearless car
is
leader.
having
Our
car-
fearless
space car.
Mars leader.
Mars landing car
Eternal
leader.
life.
I'm going to live forever. Getting sued for $20 million, and
By the
he's
SEC.
stepping down as the CEO
He's being
As a chairman?
forced
I
to
don't remember the
step
word.
down
from Tesla.
from Tesla. Yeah,
So-
because their stock has already crashed.
Bit of a bummer.
If he stays there, it's
Yeah.
only going to get worse.
But the
Let me
thing
tell you,
is,
their stock
the
is
stock
insane.
is, no matter what, it's still going to be tied to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yes.
still the engineer,
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
it is his.
He's still
company.
tied to the company, he's just not the
he
CEO.
Is, whether or not he is there,
It's
his
still
company.
his.
Their
Yeah.
stock
Right?
is.
So
Insane.
now if he gets caught smoking meth on the radio show again,
Again.
Well, that was weed.
I
and
know.
It's not caught because it's legal
I
in
know,
that state.
I know.
so-
I think it's ridiculous that
He shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have done it with that stupid face. That's for sure.
Well, I thought it was funny because you watch the clip and he like doesn't inhale at all. He's like, "Yeah, I've done this."
The stock exchange app that I use,
Mhm.
I don't know why,
Are
but
you into stocks?
it auto alerts me to Tesla's stock range pretty much every day. I don't know why I'm not in Tesla stock, but their
Are you
stock
in
I
is,
think I would
stocks?
stay away from his stocks right now.
Yeah,
it is wildly all over the place.
I mean,
Every
it
day
may be going up. I don't know.
Every day I get a message. So
I think they're still staying low.
every day I get a message of it's changed about 15%,
Yeah.
being up or down.
Well,
15%.
so, I mean, you could buy it low
Usually
and have
will
big.
go
turnaround.
up that, and then they'll realize that they made a mistake, and they'll go back down.
So right now they're juggling between about like every day it'll change somewhere between 260 and 315. I just wish I had listened to our high school teacher, Dr. Paskett. In high school, he told me to buy into Tesla when they were $60.
Did
a
he really?
share.
Because
Yeah.
I don't remember him
In
telling me
junior
this.
high, I told my dad to invest in Bitcoin. Unfortunately,
I wish
he was
Dr.
broke
Paskett
at
would have
that
told us to
point.
invest in Bitcoin. Because if we would have invested in Bitcoin back then, and then sold when it was
I-
super high, we'd be very wealthy
Listen,
people.
I was all about the Bitcoin thing, like before people were.
But it's
I
dropped.
make-
I
I
haven't
make fun of
kept up
people.
with it now.
No,
It's dropped significantly.
no,
has it not?
it's nothing compared to what it was.
I-
when
I-
it
I honestly don't
boomed
know.
or
In high
whatever.
school, I was making fun of people that were into Bitcoin.
Were ya?
Right,
I thought they were idiots.
right. Everybody was like, "No, this is stupid." I'm like, "Why? You
I
can
just
literally mine for
wish I
free
would've
money
done
with
kind
your
of-
computer at home."
Yeah,
doing
but what is
nothing.
it? But the worth of that money changes constantly. That's
Yeah,
the
it
problem.
changes.
That is
So
true,
much.
but also like it's obviously it became a big thing. Like it just takes people supporting it to be worth
See,
money.
here's the thing with Bitcoin. I heard it was a huge thing and that everyone was mining it and they're buying all these
Which I
supercomputers
don't
to
fully
mine more
understand
of
what that
it.
means.
I don't
So-
get what it means to mine it. I don't understand that. at
Basically, you
all.
like make a Bitcoin.
You make a Bitcoin.
It's
Do you fully
I-
understand this, or are you kind of talking out your butt a little bit?
well, I don't have a computer that could even run the program
I don't know.
to
See,
do
I
it
don't know.
and make
But-
money at the same time. It would cost me more in electricity.
Yeah, so people
to
were
do it.
yeah, so this one nerd was telling me about how he was going to buy like 6 supercomputers and just farm Bitcoin. And I'm like, you really should not do this.
No, you
and
absolutely
he was
should.
telling me, I don't remember his name. He was a year below us, but
Absolutely should.
he was telling me, and I'm
Should
like,
have,
this
I guess.
sounds like a terrible idea. And he was like, oh, they're worth like $600 a piece. I could make like 30 of them a
And-
day. And I'm
Really,
like-
he had that high hopes for it.
And I'm
You
like,
make,
yeah, he
like,
had really high hopes. And I'm like,
30 in a
this
month?
doesn't sound right. And like a month later, I heard like all over the news, CNN, Fox, and everyone was covering it. Like, oh, Bitcoin crashed, and like, well, all these people invested all this stuff in it, and
now
there's
if
no
they,
Bitcoin.
but if they invested then, and then it went up to being worth what was like 2,000% or
See,
something
Here's
like
the
that.
point I'm trying to
A
make
lot
though.
more than
So
that,
I
I
heard,
think.
oh, Bitcoin's gone. I was right. That nerd's a dweeb, and he should have never done
That
that.
nerd is a dweeb.
Precisely. And
Boom
then
roasted.
maybe
Got him.
2 years later,
That nerd is a dweeb.
maybe
That
2
was me
years
pointing
later,
at Dallin, audio listeners, which is everybody.
I didn't
Unfortunately.
listen to any of that last part, no.
maybe 2 years later of hearing nothing about Bitcoin, suddenly I hear, "Did you know Bitcoin's worth $4,000?" And I'm like,
that was
Jeez.
cheap at that point.
Take my house down, why don't you?
I was shocked.
They were over 10,000
something
for a
crazy.
while.
I'm like thrown off, and I'm like, wait, Bitcoin was worth literal trash.
Yes.
Well,
what happened?
Bitcoin was a joke for a long time.
I heard literal nothing. And then I didn't hear, oh, Bitcoin's back up to being worth $600. I didn't hear, oh, yeah, we should start getting into... I heard, no, Bitcoin's $10,000 of value now.
Nobody cared until it was like $6,000. And then everybody was on Bitcoin. And investing in Bitcoin. Not mining for Bitcoin. Investing.
Yeah. And that just reminds me, this is literally what just started the Great Depression.
Yeah.
You don't have bonds.
You don't own any.
You don't have stock in any companies, but you have a bond that says you do.
Right.
And that's exactly what Bitcoin reminds me of.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, speaking of Netflix being better than Hulu.
It's not. we went over this.
I don't understand it.
We talked about it.
I just had an article. It was just a really bad segue, actually.
Joe had no way of getting it there.
So, article headline. Netflix is devising a way for viewers to decide how some of their favorite shows end.
That's stupid.
Wow. So it's going to be like one of those like books where if you do this decision, go to page 142.
But you can't go back to the page that you were on when you die.
Well, you might. There's probably a rewind button on the show, and you could try something else.
No, I think that determines how they're going to like write.
No. It says the streaming giants' choose your own adventure style of interactive storytelling were likely to debut in December.
This sounds awful. I'm not going to watch this.
I'm interested.
They're going to try it with Black Mirror. I think is where they're going to start with first. But it's like it's Netflix's big bet on an interactive storytelling format blending video gaming elements with traditional TV is set to become a key plank in its strategy to lure new subscribers. I think it sounds cool.
I think that's
I hope that all of their content does not go that way.
I don't sound interested.
It certainly won't.
Well,
but probably just Netflix originals and try it out.
Well, and a lot of the times that I watch Netflix, I literally lose the remote. I don't touch it. I don't want to have to decide.
And
I watch it
on
my gaming station like a regular person, but
right. So do I. I watch it on my PlayStation.
You lose the remote? PlayStation remote?
Well, I put it on the table away from me where I'm not going to touch it, and then it dies because I never charge my controllers.
Easily?
No, Joe does though. Hey. You do too.
No, I think that's a great idea. I mean, there's ways they could do it wrong. That's sure. That's definitely true. But I mean, even with like game shows like America's Got Talent, American Idol and stuff, it's been popular that the community interacts with it.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like
interactions.
I think it'll be I think it'll be like
voting,
kind of a tailored to you. You decide how it goes. I don't know.
I think it's certainly so
like other people could have different endings to the same story. You pick maybe a certain plot twist. You pick it. Like, does this guy shoot this guy? Does this guy not shoot the guy? You decide.
I imagine that those are the choices. Like, it would be something that drastic.
Okay, so what I'm imagining is
this
like
is my
at the end of the episode, or what I'm imagining is at the end of the episode they ask, so is he gonna kill the guy or is he not gonna shoot the guy?
just where it says in this
they
article,
put it up to an online poll.
Just where it says in this article of blending video gaming elements with traditional TV.
Yeah.
That to me indicates that it's while you're watching the show.
I assume that is while you are watching.
Yeah.
Not because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you watch an episode and then during that week
and the popular masses vote on what
or like even at the end of the season.
I guess we'll find out, but I think it sounds very, very cool.
Because if it's voting, like I can see that. The video game type thing, I don't see that happening because you lose half of like the interest that you get from watching a show where you don't know what's going to happen. If you get to choose what's going to happen, it's not as interesting. Like, sure, you get to say, I decided that this person drove his car.
I think it's more like one of those like Goosebump books. You choose your adventure. You choose the action, but not what happens.
I mean, how many video games?
Because of the action.
Right. But that's half of the suspense with a lot of things. Like, I don't know, someone's in a hostage situation. If you decide whether or not they shoot this person, then
I think
you take away that suspense, and that's sometimes why you watch the show. Like
Yeah.
Like, NCIS and stuff, like, you know what's going to happen. Like, that's not going to be this type of show or anything. So I don't know.
I still think it's going to be.
I guess they've actually tried this. Reading this, Netflix has already released a handful of episodes of Choose Your Own Adventure animated programs designed for kids. Within the first couple of minutes of Puss in Book, what?
Oh, the Puss in Boots thing. Yeah, that's
the
right.
viewer must choose whether the pugilistic feline fights a god or a tree. Hard decision.
That's one that's strictly more
But
exciting
it does
than the
say,
other.
after watching one version, the viewer can go back and choose the alternate scenario.
Right. Well,
That
I mean,
only
they
makes
shoot
sense.
both if it's live action. If not, they animate.
Either
both.
you
There's
fight
no
the
reason-
tree or
like,
you don't fight the tree.
Well, I mean, if you pick the one that they didn't decide to animate, then you run into a problem.
I like it
So
because
they
how
have to
many?
do both.
My thoughts is how many video games out there are already that are there's not really much of a game to it, but it's strictly there's a story to be told,
True.
and you get to choose.
Telltale stuff, and
Such
as
they,
all the
they
Telltale
have
stuff.
gone
Yes,
bankrupt. and-
Telltale stuff. And the game I came over, I don't know if it was a horror when I came over and you and your wife were playing it, but the Butterfly Effect. And you
what is
said
that
you can
called?
play it, and there's
Dead by
like
Daylight?
I thought it was literally called
No.
the Butterfly Effect.
No. No.
So-
is Dead by Daylight the?
Dead by Daylight's the zombie one.
That's
No, they went to a
that's
cabin.
that's the one where they like hang them on the hooks. Or
Yeah,
They went
yeah.
to a winter cabin, and there's a bunch of teenagers messing
I
around.
know what
It's
you're
like a
talking
love
about.
triangle and
Oh, it's
You
Until
just choose-
Dawn.
Until
That's
Dawn.
what
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I thought it
was
very
good.
entertaining.
Yeah.
That was one of the few games I'm okay going to my friend's house while I sit on the couch and my friend plays a video game.
I will say, if they do it as well as Until Dawn, I would be interested,
So
but not like a Telltale thing.
you talked about Telltale Games.
Yes.
So yes, they've recently laid off most of their staff.
Well, they're literally done.
They're not done.
bankrupt.
They
are
are
done.
no, they're not.
No, they're
They're-
partnering with some people to
They're
finish
partnering
things.
with Netflix, who is about to release
Oh,
When-
a
when
new
was this-
animated series based on the popular video
when,
game
When was this published?
Minecraft today.
well, this is it.
Today.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, this is probably where
They're
gonna...
probably signing people that they laid off. I doubt that.
I guess
they're
it
working
does
with
say
Telltale
that-
Games.
That'd be fine.
But let's see. The
Because
company that was working with
the
Netflix on the
company is
show
dumb.
recently laid off most of its staff, but the show, based on one of the world's most popular video games, is mostly finished and will be released later this year.
Well, they already have a Netflix Telltale Games thing.
Do they?
Yeah,
What?
it's story mode. Minecraft story mode. It's not that good either.
And you watched it?
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I've never
There's
heard.
like 3 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe this isn't.
I didn't think it was that good. I definitely. I
This
didn't
was
buy it.
posted yesterday, so
I just watched people stream, and that just happened to be what they were streaming. So I sat and watched it.
I think it could work. I think it's a good idea. I still think Hulu's better than Netflix.
Hulu is better because I can watch everything that I want to watch without
Alright,
every
here
2
we go.
episodes
There's just better
clicking on.
content
Yes,
on
I
there.
want to keep watching.
I mean,
Also,
that's-
again, I'd like to say you can
Is
watch the
The
shows
Office
that are
on
on
Hulu?
TV. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but Parks
I
and
don't
Rec
really
is.
know, but I know that it's on Netflix, and that's all that matters.
Parks and Rec is, and I
Well-
would rewatch Parks and Rec.
But
Here's
Bob's
my
Burgers is
biggest
on
thing.
Hulu,
I
not
gotta
on
say,
Netflix.
My biggest thing with Hulu is
I
it's
know.
got Bob's
That's
Burgers,
why.
and I watched the brand new episode from Sunday.
It's true.
Yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday it comes. It's like 1 a.m. It's on Hulu. Like why?
Yeah,
why would I not
Netflix
do
is
that?
fine if you're okay getting all the TV shows 8 months later.
If that.
Yeah.
If you're
Dallin.
lucky.
How's the dating life?
Oh, it's not. No new
It
events.
has not again.
Yeah.
No new events.
What do you want from me?
I want you
To
to
go
date.
on a date.
So no new events at all. You have not matched with anybody on Tinder.
No.
Have
Okay.
you attempted to talk to the people that you went on dates
I
with
gotta
a couple
say,
weeks ago?
Are you still talking to the geeky girl?
I was supposed to go on a date with her, but I was sick, thanks, Jace.
Mm.
And so I did not.
You don't even have the same thing that I had. You've got this sore throat cough thing, and it's nothing like what I had.
Yeah. Turns out we're different people, and we get sick in different ways.
Okay, so you didn't have what I had.
No, I was exposed to the bacteria because of you.
Well,
And
if you
my
had,
body fights
if
it
you
in a
have the
different manner.
flu, then you have the flu, and you have those symptoms.
Yeah, but some people get symptoms different ways.
Yeah.
I'm still sick because of you, also.
I'd like to again
So-
say that was the only night that I had available.
It didn't
and
matter
you had to
because
have
you were
something
sick.
out
You were.
that night.
We shouldn't wear a mask.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
audio.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to talk about this episode. It was already bad enough how bad I sounded, and you had me host that night too.
That's true. I did have a host that
just
night.
Great.
So I've been watching speaking of video games a little bit. Did we talk about it? Yeah, we talked.
Yeah, we talked about video games.
Been watching the Injustice Pro Series tour.
How's that going?
It's wrapping up actually.
Is
So
Starfire still the hotness?
So less people are using Starfire than they were at the beginning of the tour.
So is it all Dr. Fate?
No, actually no. It's actually gotten pretty mixed up. A lot of people have gotten pretty like that character is their character. Like there's one guy who he uses Robin only.
Right.
No matter if it's a good matchup or not. He only uses Robin.
I basically do the same. I'm not a pro.
Well, hey, I mean, he's
but
a pro,
I have 3 characters that I can reasonably play with.
I still don't own Injustice 2.
There is a guy who's really been
You're not
working his way up, and he's been using the Atom, and he is fun to watch use the Atom. I'm just saying, because he goes small and it's fun.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So, but yeah, so they right now they have for the final for the $100,000 or whatever it is in the final. It's 12.
It's that much?
Yeah, there's $150,000 pool. And so, I think the winner gets 100,000.
The majority, yeah.
That's usually how.
Anyway, so they have. I think it's a 12-person.
That's a reasonable amount.
Tournament. Tournament total.
Is it by like invite?
So they've been doing this tour essentially for people in North America.
It's like the Pro Tour.
Yeah. And people in North America, there's been like a bunch of online and offline tournaments that they've had to compete in to get points in order to place.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so that was for 8 people. And then what's going on right now is they do it's a European by region, so they did European East,
North, South, East, West.
Yeah, whatever. There's 3. There was 3. I don't remember the 3 regions, but they did 3 regions, and they got the top 2 from those tournaments, and they will all be in a tournament together. The top 2s of those, and 2 of them, the top 2 of all that, will then go to the finale.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Then they do a last chance invitational where you could sign up right now for the tournament. And if you are in the top 2,
this is cool. Joe telling us that he signed up.
I have not signed up. I really have thought about it, even though I know that I would lose very quickly.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to ask, you said the player that plays the Atom, that he was very entertaining and fun to watch.
Yes.
Why was that?
Just because
Adam is a fun character to watch if the person plays it well.
His trait is so specific because he shrinks down and gets small.
To an Atom.
So he pretty much, and he's got a lot of different abilities, and you can actually mix some of his abilities together. Like he'll throw down like one kind of like chemical, and then you can mix it with a different kind of chemical and something happens.
Okay.
Very cool.
But it's more the character that's entertaining.
It's more... yes, but I've seen people use them who don't know how to use them.
Okay, that's fine.
You have to be able to play the character a certain way, and some people, when they play a character, they either like zone or...
So, if you don't know, Injustice is a fighting game that I really, really like. We spent a while on the topic.
Mortal Kombat.
It's made by the same people who make Mortal Kombat. Yeah. So, it's another realm studio, but I'm super into it. So
anyways, the point I'm trying to make, though, is I think that's something that competitive gaming, especially like Twitch and formats like that, really need to get into, is having really entertaining people be their stars.
Oh, for sure.
Because I think that's a real huge problem, because like people like me will go and watch those videos for the content, because you'll watch to become a better Injustice player.
That's true.
And I'm sure you know a few of the professionals' names.
I know them all by name at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Tweety.
But there's certain...
I hate that guy so much.
There's just...
I don't like him either, for the record.
So many people are really into it, but they'll only watch it to kind of like
calling better... you out, Tweety.
To better their gameplay, to make sure that they get better at it. Instead of watching it to follow a fan, as a fan. And so, like, sports teams, they make really big idols out of their star players.
Yeah.
People will change their favorite team based on who LeBron James is playing for.
And I think that
And I think
competitive gaming like Counter-Strike and those type of things, I feel like they do a good job at promoting their stars.
I
think Counter-Strike's a really good
job. A lot of them will promote like their star player. And I think a lot of that to do is like Optic games, like they change their
Optic
people out
games
a lot.
does an amazing
Optic
job.
is really good about promoting like this person is really good at Call of Duty or whatever, and they are the face of their Call of Duty team.
Yeah, and they plaster their face all over their website.
One thing that they do,
and I think that's a lot. The team is really good at promoting that more than the esport event or whatever it is.
So one thing that they do with fighting games, I mean, they talk about the players a lot.
Right.
But the commentators, I mean, when you watch this fighting game, even if you don't like video games or don't know anything about a particular game, you would probably find it entertaining because it's like listening to boxing commentators yell at each other.
You have to have good coverage on it.
Yeah, and if it's a bad commentator, even me who really, really enjoys the game, I don't want to watch it. Yeah. But it's so I think that's kind of where they're going, kind of commentator based.
I mean, you have to do both, but you do have to start with one.
Yeah, that's fine. I just think they need to move away from where people are watching it strictly to get better at the game, and to where people watch it because they like the environment and they like the people.
I agree.
I think esports really needs to make that change.
Yeah. I mean, there's still, $150,000 for the winner of this tournament sounds like a lot.
But it's not for competitive gaming.
Right.
It really should be
exactly.
a lot higher.
It's not a lot for something that you dedicate.
If that is
Tweety is one of the
world championship payout, like these people are devoting their lives.
Right, exactly.
Like, that is their job.
So the best player in the world is getting an average income.
Tweety, who was ranked number 1, I don't know if he still is after the last tournament. I don't like him at all. But he's put 2,200 hours into the game, which is equivalent of a 40-hour work week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
So far this year, a 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
42-hour work week, right? So, and all this to maybe win $100,000.
Right.
And I bet he works at Trader Joe's.
I don't know.
That's a bit of a shout.
He has to have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bagging at Trader Joe's just like the.
I hope so, and I hope that I can find him.
It was the Cosby Show. I can't remember who it was.
Whoa,
Joe.
So Joe's now looking up his.
I've got my
his news
story of the day.
All right, I saw a little bit of that.
And I'll put the link. I'll put the link to this in the description of the YouTube video.
Do that more.
I'll put the link of this to the description of the YouTube video so you can actually watch the video. But the article is rock thrown at bulletproof glass hits burglar in the face. Isn't that awesome?
That might be like the best thing. The fact that it hit him in the face too.
Yeah,
like that's just
wonderful. So it says police in Maryland shared security camera footage of a burglar throwing a rock that bounced off some bulletproof glass and hit the man in the face.
Where was he robbing? Is this like a home?
Trader Joe's.
Or
that's straight out of a cartoon.
It says they shared the security video, so you can actually watch it in the link. But camera footage showing the man successfully breaking into a carry-out business in Suitland last month by using a large rock or brick to shatter a window.
Suitland.
Must be near a volcano.
Bad Luck Bandit, they've titled him.
He's a super villain.
That is awesome.
That's so fun. I can just picture it now. He's got the ski mask pulled over him and everything. And he's just thinking, this is the perfect plan. How big was the rock?
It said
it had to be pretty small.
So a brick. No, it said like a brick or rock.
Large rock or brick.
Oh my god!
And he tried to break it 3 times, and it was the 3rd attempt that caused it to ricochet and hit him in the face, knocking him to the ground. Police said the man was on the ground for a few minutes before getting up and fleeing the scene. So was anybody there that stopped him? I guess not.
Probably not. Had to be close if you get it 3 attempts.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
My first imagination of it was he took a small palm-sized rock, and from like 5 or 6 feet away, further, how I'm imagining this is he's really far away, like 10 feet, and he hucks it with a good amount of velocity, and it bounces off, comes straight.
You're imagining like he tried to skip this.
This is my imagination.
We'll have to watch the video.
What I think really happened, I haven't seen the videos. He took a big boulder and he went up to the glass and smashed it once, didn't work. Hit it again.
I think that's more likely.
And picked it up over his head. And really gave it and let go, and a bounce, and he's standing face to face with the glass, and it bounced back and hit him in the head.
All right.
That's what I think really happened.
All right, you guys don't really pay attention to sports or whatever. In the baseball world,
okay.
we're wrapping up going to the postseason, which started tonight, actually. The Rockies are playing the Cubs. During the Boston game, just like last week or whatever, a Braves fan was in the stand on the Green Monster, which is just this huge wall or whatever.
Right.
We know
Giancarlo Stanton
we're not
hits a
baseball
home
fans,
run.
but we know the Green Monster.
Well,
yeah, it's like a drink,
hits
right?
a home run, and in Boston, if the Yankees hit a home run, you throw the ball back onto the field. So this Braves fan gets the home run, throws the ball, and it hits Giancarlo Stanton running around second. Like, it hits the ground, bounces off of him, and he's like, what the heck? No, because it was already out of play or whatever. Right. He like tips his cap to him and everything, but it was great. And I guess like he told his buddy there, he's like, I didn't mean to hit him. Like, we gotta go. Well, and security ended up getting him. He had to sign some papers or whatever. But for all we know, the Red Sox are trying to recruit him with those papers. Anyway, that's all I got. Just thought I'd bring it up while we're talking about throwing things.
Oh, that's hilarious. And well, about as fast as that guy had to split out of the stadium, we're gonna wrap up right now. What we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask everyone to subscribe, like, and comment on the channel. Let your friends know if you like our content that they can listen to it as well via YouTube or Spotify and what other formats we happen to find ourselves on.
Yes, we are working right now to get on other formats. Hosting an RSS feed has proven to be annoying and difficult, but I'm narrowing down how we're going to do it. But
you're doing good work, Joe.
Thank you. But we will, for sure, it's always going to be on YouTube. And then Spotify, once they released a new version for podcasters, so we should be able to get on that easier.
And we can probably see how many views we get.
Yes, it's an analytics-based one.
Good.
So it'll always be on Spotify and YouTube, and then as I work, it will be up on iTunes and everything else. But
great. So everyone, keep your eyes out for that. As always, thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, guys.